Hello everyone, I am going to show you how to change out the drain pump on your Blanco dishwasher. Mind you, it's much the same as a lot of European dishwashers, and I found that we had a problem with this dishwasher. It wasn't draining, and when you went to open the door after going through the cycle, the door would come open and out would come all the water that hadn't drained away. So we need to fix that, and we found that it was the drain pump. So now I'm going to do a demo of how to take your dishwasher out and how to change the drain pump. First thing we're going to do is take the dishwasher out. So I'll come back to you when I've done that. Okay, now the next step is to lay the dishwasher over on its side. Of course, you should need to remove the racks and stuff out of here. Okay, so that's just taken all the hardware that can come loose when we turn it over. Take it out, and now Rosie the dog's left, so we can use her bed. We're going to come down here, yeah, so we've got an old couch cushion which is used as a dog bed, and we're going to lay the dishwasher down on there to get access to the bottom of the dishwasher. There we go. Alright, well it took me a while with this dishwasher. I've had a couple of problems with it. It had a failed wash pump capacitor as well a few months ago, and it took me a while to figure out how to get into the thing, and I was taking all the side panels off and whatnot. You don't need to. All the accessible, all the working parts are all available via the bottom, and this at first it looks like an injection molded plastic base, but it's not. There's a way into it, and I think all dishwashers on the market have some way of getting into the base of the dishwasher where all the pumps and stuff are. This one has got plastic clips around the outside here to enable you to get into it by releasing these little plastic clips. And out we go. So there we go. With this wiring here, this is a flood switch in case you fill the whole pan up with water. And so just put that aside there.
I couldn't hear clearly.
Okay.
I had to hear that.
Alright, that's it. There's a little float in here that activates a switch if this floods at the bottom here. It's just a protective device. Just have to be careful of that. No need to disconnect that. You just put it aside like this. Okay, and this opens up the base of the dishwasher. Now, if you want to come around for a better angle. Okay, so now we've rolled the dishwasher over onto the dog bed and taken the back cover off. Put some light on it so we can video. Now here, this main motor here, that's your wash pump, and complete with the replacement capacitor that I had to put in a few months back, which is one reason that your dishwasher can fail. In this case, it wasn't washing, and the pump obviously wasn't going. The man at Northside Appliance Spares said, "Oh, have you checked your capacitor?" And I said, "No," but it looks fine, and it wasn't fine. I now have a multimeter which can test capacitance, and when I put it on there, I found it had a capacitance value 1/100th of what it should have been. So that was clearly the problem. Put a new capacitor in, away I went, and only a month or two later, the drain pump failed. And it wasn't draining. So this is the drain pump here. You can see I bought the replacement unit. You're able to disconnect it here, and then I was able to put a resistance measurement on here using a multimeter, and found out that this one, the winding resistance here, I was really just checking to see whether it was open circuit or not, and it turns out it's 169 ohms. And I thought, well, that seems extraordinarily high. I thought it was much higher than that. But anyway, when I measured it, I seem to remember. It's exactly the same value as this one. Well, it'd be interesting to know what's going on there. I can't explain that. When I measured it before, it was 622 ohms, and that was clearly too high. A new one is it's coming in there at 170 ohms, 170 ohms, and they're both about the same. So, I don't understand that. For some reason, it was returning a very high value of 600 ohms, 622 ohms from memory. But anyway, that one hasn't panned out. I'm unable to demonstrate what's gone wrong. I still don't know why this pump isn't running. I think obviously there must be a bad connection in it, and it's come good. It's come good due to manipulating it around, and but it would fail again. I'm not going to not replace it. So it was definitely high, and what I was really looking for was, well, is it just completely open circuit? It wasn't. It had a very high resistance. The resistance from just going in there on the main power should be around 170 ohms for this particular model of dishwasher, and if it's ridiculously different to that, well, there's your problem. Okay, so this one, when I took it out, had one of those crimp clamps on that you put on once and they're on for good and you can't replace them. So you take that off with a pair of side cutters, which I can't show you because it's already been done, and you replace that with an ordinary stainless steel hose clamp like this one, and off that comes. And then you disconnect the power there, and I believe that this is a bayonet. There's a bayonet arrangement that you can see, so it clips in to the main dishwasher base here. We should be able to take this out. There we go. And out she comes. Look at that. That could have been the problem right there. You can see that piece of plastic has been in there and has been it's really worn. I don't know if you can see that, but it's really worn. That has been being bashed around in the pump for a long time. It may have been may have some point have jammed it up, and that might have been what caused the motor to overheat and have a high resistance in it. But anyway, now that I've got it out, even though there doesn't seem to be much wrong with this, I'll keep that as a spare, and we'll put in the new one. Reconnect your electrics. reconnect your drain hose. And replace the bottom pan.
Are you holding it the wrong way?
I am. Oh, look, it fits that way. Look at that. Okay, so the trick to this one is that it goes in on this side, and then these little clips that you can see around here just pop in one after the other. And that's it. So, I'll stick this dishwasher back in and probably give a follow-up YouTube to find out whether or not I'd successfully found the problem or not. Alright, well, one thing I didn't mention before I changed out this pump, of course I didn't just change it out on a whim. I had to check out all the obvious things first. So the first thing to do is take all the racks out of your dishwasher and then undo this section down here, because although it's supposed to be all filtered and whatnot, you're not supposed to be able to get any food through here, you can. And so take this out, take this out, and you'll find that this filter basket here is probably all crudded up with gunk, which is highly likely to be the source of your problem, why the dishwasher isn't working properly, particularly if it's not washing properly. If it's not washing properly, it can oftentimes it can be a blockage here, down here. Then you need to get one of these headlamps like this, because otherwise there's no way you can see in here. And get in here and hold your nose and get in there and make sure you've got no crud buried down here in the intakes to the pumps, which could be a problem. I also hooked the garden hose up to the drain hose and back flushed it, and I actually managed to push some gunk that might have been the problem out. Then I put the dishwasher back in service, found out it still wasn't working. But yeah, so that's the first. If you're not draining, that's the thing I'd recommend first of all. Get a garden hose, back flush your drain hose to see there is a trick to that. There's a little valve on the intake to your drain pump that prevents backflow. So you can't back flush with the hose because you'd be going against a little check valve that's in there. That's just in the mouth of the pump. So you've got to pop that one out with a pair of pointy nose pliers. And you just pop the little plug out. Then that enables you to then back flush the pump and push out any gunk that might be stuck in there. So alright, so now it's time to put this dishwasher back in service and see whether it's going correctly now. So we start with, you put this particular model, you put that strainer basket back in, and you put your mesh screen back in, and then this clip arrangement. This very coarse drainer and clip arrangement clips in there and anchors the whole thing down, and then that's ready to go. So